My work is about spaces, places, and the art experience applied to social networking of the net and my inability to engage with it. So far, my relationship with computers has been a difficult one. My struggle with understanding cyberspace has actually become the catalyst for my obsession with it. As I've always struggled with my identity, at present my work is moving towards YouTube as it's been the most lucrative aspect of the net for me. And I'm interested in its ability for being a social network and a means for seeking information or visually representing yourself. It's a place for elevation with bands, acclaiming fame, and losers gaining a name. With Sean Cooper being the most influential. His work centers around his view that art can really exist as it cannot really exist as art unless witnessed by a viewer. He takes this literally and creates installations that don't operate unless the viewer is present. I like this idea of codependence, and I'd like to explore this through my future work. I've made tons of mistakes in the past, but I've learned that one of them is I need to make work gradually. I need to integrate a process, a means of working through what it is I want to say. True making. That's about it.
Throughout my work this year, I have found that there is no conclusion, no final point where I can say, yes, there it is, I finally found it. But still I follow a path of exploration, searching for a way to express thoughts and ideas through my work. In every path I have ever followed, there has been a sense that achievement would be involved, whatever shape or form it would take. Audience interaction has been a great part of my work in recent times. I've always followed an interest in the audience interaction. How to use the audience in part of the work, but haven't got an open enough opportunity to do so. I began looking at fear and control within society and culture. The major contrast between the two. How within this looks in the body rather than the mind. How they would seem juxtaposed, where the holders of control were now the holders of fear, and the holders of fear now render the holders of control. By using mass-mediated imagery, I will look at rendering, render, and re-render. These to the extent that the politics of the image completely change. I begin exploring the sense of importance of the concept within an image and how it can change through paint while keeping its shape. I often found that through the process of thought and drawing, I haven't got to properly explore this through paint. I find it hard to get the ball rolling within my practical work, where consistent exploration should be being made. More and more I begin enhancing the still image and its aspects. Fear has many uses. It can be used as a warning to keep from entering into a situation that might hurt you. It can be used as a motive for you to keep away from something, such as dangerous situation. It can also be used by others to control you. There is a part of your brain that exists solely for survival called the reptilian brain, which is originally part of the brain, which is an original part of the brain. As the human evolved, our brains grew and developed. Other parts were added. When other parts of your brain function. This part will be still ensuring physical survival. Decision kicks in times of sudden fear, that fight or flight reaction, and the choice within the reptilian. I began looking at the politics of fear and control, and how ideal it was for the military. If they keep masses of people in fear and elude others to expose control, creating fear. It's raining. It's raining. I find it is important to continue questioning myself within my work. What I am trying to achieve and is how my ideas have evolved and how they will. Throughout my work this year, I have thought a lot about engagement of the viewer and the mixing of both traditional form and painting and the ever-growing practice of interactive art.
My work is broadly based around the notion of control within society, currently and historically. It concentrates mainly on the mass control of people and the effects this can have on us, the way we act, the way we dress, and our beliefs as a consequence of orders enforced on us by others, individually or institutionally. I am particularly interested in the idea of the mass-produced human that can be created as a consequence of these, whether through the media, religion, or education. The reason I base my work around these issues is I feel that all through the history of mankind's existence, people individually or institutionally have had control over other individuals within their societies, ranging from personal conversations or squabbles you've had to world wars that have occurred. But also, what motivates me to keep on producing this type of work is that when living in a society like today in Ireland, when political issues might not be as obvious or as harsh as they were back in John Hartfield's time, that political injustices can be overlooked or not held with much importance. Through using the title art, you can reach possibly a wider audience, but definitely a more specific audience. I focus directly on the issue of the forced dress code within the modern educational system, as this is the first institution that we are placed in at a very young age by the law. The idea of control within this institution or mass production as a result of this can be most obviously seen through the use of the school uniform. What I would like to do in the future is combine my texts with the underlying theme of the school uniform to create a psychologically narrative space where the dialogue is slowly revealed through the movement of the participants as they navigate through the space, investigating objects within it.